Well, howdy boys and girls, this is Lance and I'm happy to see you again for this 6th episode of The Old City in my English playthrough.
All of our dreams at their core involve some sort of contentment. This is the one desire we all share, but is it a goal that really should be met? After finding contentment, what then? Where is there left to explore after the last temporary comforts of happiness have been extracted?
Yes, that's a good question. We always strive for contentment, but in the moment that we are content, there's nothing left to strive for. And wouldn't that, vice versa, make us not content? There's a toilet here. Just to distract ourselves from too deep of a thought. So, would we still be glad if we would have everything and everything? Or would we, or aren't we as a people, as human beings defined by striving to find something better, to better ourselves, to work against hardships? Unbending quest for truth in perspective of artificial backgrounds or practical consequences are whatever this drawing is supposed to be. Ignorance is the curse of God. I became insane with intermitting intervals of horrible sanity. Okay. These seems to be packages of seed or fertilizer, but they've got some notes written on them. Perhaps because we are inhabiting an insane mind. I like this little pool they built for themselves. But it seems to have been built in here by purpose, because these pipes were built after the fall of civilization, I think. I'm quite sure. I do not only think about that. I think that. I do not want to jump down in the water, it's too shallow. This is quite a big settlement of the unknowing, by the way. Some sort of old shipping yard. The floodgates. Over there seem to be the floodgates. Some old shipping yard or fishing operation of Leviathan, with a sign of a big city. What do we have in the light over here? We have nothing but a trash can. Well, one man's trash is another man's treasure, but as we can't pick up stuff here, these are not body parts of people, these are fish parts, obviously. When you look at them, it is obviously, but it's obvious. But before I was afraid that it may have been people's parts. Have fun reading it. So what will he become? Will he join up with his brothers? Will he just wait here and effectively wait to be slaughtered? Like whatever left this trail of blood? Or will he perhaps become a Minotaur? Deconstruct everything he knows about reality?
Our island is plagued with the fruits of a collective mental landscape that defines us as desperately holding on to something correct. So there is no place to hide, without truly secluding, or perhaps risking, the inland. On some level, I feel as though I cannot blame the dwellers. Their zeal for truth is commendable. They're fighting for something, rather than keeping it to themselves. They're acting, instead of hiding. Still, must cruelty be the manifestation of certainty? If only truth did not need to be compatible with itself. If only we didn't need an anchor to be right. If only we could sail instead of collecting dust on the memories of voyages past.
Yeah, it would be fine if truth could live next to each other. This whale is not dead for too long of a time. He's still thick and round, not infested by animals, not eaten up by anything else. We did not see anything else living. We hear birds sometimes, but that's all. We've got another note over here. Have fun reading it. It's a note-heavy episode, I know. Okay, he became a Minotaur, obviously, and tried to get to the old city, to the source. Because he thinks that all the ideas of the people came out of the water or something. The floodgates, the deep. And, of course, Heindel tires, tires, that's all we do. Some reminders of the old world, they are per se pretty humoristic. Can we jump in here? Unfortunately, we can't. I hope there to be some next dream or something. They are quite humorous in them being displaced like that. It takes me quite a longer time for the German playout than for the English one, because I have to translate most of the notes, and especially the long Solomon's long ones. But it's all right. We don't need to draw it out artificially. They collected books too, and they did this one thing that I was talking about before. Why, in any post-apocalyptic fiction, people like to build dwellings out of stuff and not just live in the remnants of the old cities or farms or trailers or whatever. I don't know. I don't care. But it has to be more comfortable than living in a metal shipping container on a mattress on the floor. Okay, now you can read it. I played with you, and I know. I'm sorry. Okay, that should be enough for you. You could always pause if you want to read it. If you need longer time to read it. So yeah, as I said, the unknowing were prone to killing others too, because they dare to be secure of their truth and try to find an objective one, and to suppress their freedom of thinking whatever they like. Not whatever they like, but whatever they experience as their own personal truth. As if the other ones would not experience their own personal truth too. They just so happen to agree on some level of their truth. This could be the abyss. And this could be where all the water is coming from. Or rather, this could be where all the water is coming from Sheol. But it gets treated, I think. There's some other platform over there. But there's no way for us to get over there. What is this called in English? In German it's called Schilf, but I don't have any idea what it's called in English. This is some part of the facility. It's beautiful. It would be beautiful if it would be real, or if some people would be able to still appreciate the beauty, because what is beautiful without the spectator? So this is where this former unknowing transformed into the best drawn Minotaur I've ever seen, especially the eyes, they are great. Where to go now? This seems to be the sign of the Minotaurs, these arrows, and we're gonna follow them, or we're gonna try to follow them. I don't think we found the notes of this episode yet. We'll see. Okay.
Is this dream truly manifesting?
Obviously it
Could
is.
foliage be useful beyond escape?
I like this effect. Walking forward and zooming out, walking backward and zooming in. It has its own name. It's used in horror films and psychological horror, or in thrillers many times. I think Hitchcock pioneered it in Vertigo. Well, this was obviously the end of one of the Minotaurs out of our dreams, but how can it be in this reality? Well, I have an idea how it can be, because we're experiencing that reality and dream, our reality and the reality of other persons. They are not defined. They are just our own way of thinking about them. This could be the other platform that we saw over there. Yes, it should be U12. So I don't know if we're following the order of the numbers of the U's or the alphabet. I don't even know if we found another number of them before. Well, we did. I'm pretty sure that we did. Okay, over there is another building. I'm gonna go in there later on. For now, we're gonna go over here because this is a subway access, and in a previous episode, a subway access meant a transition to another level. So we don't have any idea of the timeline of this game. We know that civilization crumbled over time, so it couldn't have been just one moment, although there are these giant crabs running around. But it takes some time for a shipping container to sink that deep into the sand, especially away from the ocean. Must have been because of rainwater. We know that there's some overgrowth, which takes a few years, even inside of buildings, but we know that there's still electricity, there's a new culture. Oh, there's a note. And this is here, okay, this is where we were before. You see, these are the doors that we opened. We leave a little crumbs of significance in this world. We open a door and it stays open. Have fun reading it. So this former unknowing, he met Abraham, the one that was not the boyfriend of Belle, and he told him a story. A story about safety and certainty, but also being caught in it, losing your own freedom. This was the next note that I'm gonna let you read just before we enter into this next subway access. Until then, I'm just gonna say goodbye to you. I hope you had an equally intriguing time as I did. Just for this sun, for this lighting effect, it's worth it. And are gonna come back tomorrow for the, I think, 7th episode of The Old City on Lens Playground. My name is Lens, and I wish you a very nice night and happy evening or a great day whenever you're watching this. Please leave a comment. I always like to hear about your thoughts. A like or a subscription, which will motivate me further to do more videos. Tell me if you like more videos in English, which game you would like to see me playing or something like that. Otherwise, here's Solomon's note before I say farewell to you. So, the investigator, he told him that they killed Bell, which shattered his mind, his truth, his experience of the world. And he killed the investigator, rather accidentally. No, he did not kill him. He injured him so far that he couldn't fight back anymore. And then he tortured him and eviscerated him and took his limbs off him, painted art in the hallways of the facility we started in. I think it was the body we found in the basement. I think it was the writings on the wall, the writings in blood. I think this was what shattered his acceptance of truth and gave him the possibility to accept the void, the abyss. Perhaps through this, accept Leviathan, whom we are all living in, or something. I'm not quite sure yet. I don't think anymore that we are God running around here, which was a theory before. I think we are, in fact, a person, a minotaur, for lack of a better term. And we are experiencing this because we drank of the dirty water and are going slightly insane, or start to see the reality for what it is, not colored by our human mind. Well, as I said before, have a nice day. Fare thee well.